Welcome back, everyone. We are back once again. Welcome to the garage, golf cart garage, that is. I'm Tim. I work for Golf Cart Garage. I am also a member of the Gearheads on Demand service that we offer at Golf Cart Garage, which is a service where you can schedule a phone call with me, and I'll call you, and we can talk about your golf cart related issue. What's up, Craig in YouTube? Sunny and nice in Illinois. It's a beautiful day here. Also, it's finally got some decent weather moving in. Oh, I got my assistant with me again today, Dino, of course. He's helping. We come here every week, twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 12 noon Central Time. We talk about golf cart related issues. We talk about the weather all over the United States and different weather going on. We try to help some people out. The whole purpose of these episodes are we're trying to get enough people in the chat room eventually to where if it's a question or something that someone has that I haven't seen before, which is it could happen, I don't know everything. So if we get enough people in the chat room of different skill sets and different levels of experience, somebody in the chat room may have been able to help. It's happened already. It's happened several times on these episodes that someone in the chat room brought up some stuff that I didn't realize, and that helps out. We can all help each other. All right, let's see. This is actually episode 110. We are live on Facebook and YouTube right now. Let's see here. I'll run the social media links. If you want to follow us on Facebook and YouTube, obviously you can right here. Or you can follow us on any other platform that are running right now. That's the links to all the other platforms that we're involved with. Gene Hansen, hey man, what's going on, Gene Hansen? Glad to have you back. Welcome back. Let me check over here, make sure we're good. Yep, we're good. All right. Well, since we are open, we are officially open. Hey Tim, got you connected on my big screen. Your garage looks huge. Oh, it's pretty big. It's 30 by 40, so it's 1,200 square feet. So it's a really nice. I'm very happy with it so far. Very happy with it. I had to get some more lights installed, but I got plenty of light now. So everything is cool. Let's see, we can get started with the questions here. Number one. Our 2004 DS had been previously changed to a 48 volt by owners. When we took it for a test drive, the man said to not push the lever too far in drive to come off it some. I'm wondering if it was going out at that time. We have used it daily to feed our animals and short run across the grass. It was working, however, when putting it in gear, it wouldn't find drive for my wife as good as for me. It quit working a couple of days ago. It will now not go forward or reverse. What do you think I should do to check it out? Well, first of all, if they converted it to 48 volts, I got lots of questions. That brings up lots of questions to me. If they converted it to 48 volts, did they convert a controller car from a 36 volt controller car to 48 volts? Did they convert a 36 volt resistor car to 48 volts? Or what did they? I'd like to know what the system was previously, but it wouldn't be uncommon at all for you to have to change that forward and reverse switch to a heavy duty forward and reverse switch, especially since you went to 48 volts. So since you've been having trouble with it going into forward and having to move it around a little bit, that's what that tells me. That tells me that you got something wrong with your forward and reverse switch. It might be time to, those things do wear out. They wear out over time. Let's see. Can the A-arm bushings be replaced on a 2009 RX-V? I'd have to look that up on the website, Craig. I'm sure they can. If there's bushings in there, then yeah, they can be. They got to be able to be replaced, especially if yours is like you say, loosey-goosey. Maybe if Golf Cart Garage is watching, they can look that up real quick and send you a link to them. Let's see. Number 2. Hey Keith, what's up, man? Good to see you again. We made it back from Palmetto, Florida to our home in Nashville, Tennessee area. Great weather here. middle 70s and sunny. We got some good weather here right now too, Keith. We were talking about that earlier. Yep, it's looking good. I can't wait. It's getting better and better every day. My Club Car Precedent runs intermittently. The batteries are fully charged. However, when I step on the pedal, the solenoid does not engage. What could cause this issue? Well, if it runs intermittently, the solenoid must be engaging sometime. So I'm assuming that you mean that the solenoid doesn't engage every time. Well, that could easily be caused by that 𝗟𝗃𝗲. You know, I talk about 𝗟𝗃𝗲 all the time. There's a micro switch inside that 𝗟𝗃𝗲 that can get sticky. The 𝗟𝗃𝗲 is a sealed unit, but it's not like sealed for 100 feet depth or something like underwater. It's not completely waterproof. And water does get inside there and it can mess up the micro switch, cause it to start sticking. Well, plus condensation can get inside of there, and it causes a lot of issues. But if your solenoid is not engaging, it most likely would be the 𝗟𝗃𝗲 in your case. Let's see here. Number 3. When I press the pedal all the way down, all the way, power goes off, the car stalls. As soon as I disconnect and reconnect the cables, the power comes back. I have checked the batteries and they all have power. Well, it could be battery failing under load. When you give it full power, the battery just fails. So I'd want to see battery readings there first, and if that checks out, then I'd have a different idea. Could be whatever potentiometer you have in your particular car is actually sending a signal to the controller, and it's the range of that signal that determines how fast your car goes. Like as you push the pedal down further and further and further, the signal goes up in frequency or down in ohms or up in ohms, depending on what potentiometer that you have, or up and down in voltage. So, but it's only in a specific range. If you go all the way to the floor, and the signal goes out of range for some reason, because it could be out of adjustment, then the controller will shut down. So it could be that also, but I'd want to clear up the battery issue first. That was number 3. Let me check over here, see if we're still good there. We're good. Number 4. I have a 2001 Club Car DS 48 volt. Excuse me. The car makes a whistling sound when you put it in forward. It stops when I put it in neutral. This low pitch whistle is continuous. When I put it on reverse, the reverse buzzer is too loud for me to be able to hear if the whistle continues. Also, the batteries drain super fast. Can't make it through the 18 holes, and the batteries are new. I have checked the wiring. Any ideas? All right, well, it sounds to me that like the title of this episode is Parasitic Drain. It sounds to me that you have something that's causing a parasitic drain. Now, my first question would be, is your solenoid clicking and unclicking properly? Like when you turn the key on and put it in forward and touch the accelerator pedal, you want to hear that audible click of the solenoid, all right? But when you let off the accelerator, you want to make sure that your solenoid is unclicking. Now, the unclicking sound of a solenoid may not be quite as loud as the on clicking sound. So you might be a little more difficult to listen for the unclicking sound. But if it's not unclicking, then that could be your parasitic drain right there. And then we'd have to figure out why. Like, is your accelerator pedal out of adjustment and is keeping that micro switch closed, keeping that solenoid active? If so, you should be building up some heat somewhere. And the fact that your batteries are running out really quick, that tells me that something is constantly on. Something's constantly on them, or something's constantly draining them. And you should have some heat going on. So feel around for some heat. Make sure you don't have heat. Let's see. Number 5 is where we're at. My brake won't latch on my Yamaha drive golf cart. Well, one of the pros of Yamahas is, every golf cart manufacturer, E-Z-GO, Club Car, and Yamaha, they have a list of pros and cons as far as mechanics like myself are concerned. One of the pros of a Yamaha golf cart is the ease to take the floor mat off. You got push pins, you pull up, and then you can take the whole floor mat off. It's not that easy on an E-Z-GO. It's not that easy on a club cart either. So, but the floor mat comes off, then there's an access panel that doesn't even require any tools to remove. You remove that access panel and check out your brake situation. Check out your brake pedal, and you'll see how it works. You'll see how the latch is supposed to operate and figure out what your problem is right there, and you might have to order a specific part having to do with your brake pedal. Now, you may have to go OEM to get that part, depending on what it is, depending on what the reason is. Your latch lever just may be stuck. It may just need lubricating so it can move back and forth and catch where it's sitting. But you remove that access panel and push your brake pedal with your hand a couple of times, and then push the parking brake button. You'll see how it's supposed to work, and you can figure out what's wrong with it. So you'll know which part you need to order. Let's see. Number 6. My golf cart is really old and is going really slow, and it usually goes fast, and it's blowing smoke. What would be causing this? All right, well, if it's really old, I don't know how old, but if it's really old, my question would be, is it a two-stroke? Because a two-stroke is supposed to smoke a little bit, but the fact that it's going slow now also, let's pretend it's a two-stroke for a second. All of a sudden it went slow, and it's blowing smoke. You need to get a compression test done on it. That's the bottom line. Look up whatever engine you have in there. It has a compression range. You need to do a compression test. That would be on a two-stroke. Now, let's say if it's a four-stroke and it's smoking, then there's no doubt about it. You need a compression test there for sure. You need to on anybody that has a gas golf cart. We talked about that, didn't we, 𝗚𝘁𝘁𝗶𝘃𝗲? Didn't we talk about that? That anybody that needs a gas golf cart needs a compression tester, and you need to know your usable range of compression. Because if your cart starts smoking, you could have an internal problem in the top end of that thing, and you might need a whole engine rebuilt. Welcome back, Missy, by the way. Thank you for coming here. Let's see. Number 7. I have a gas-powered 2006 club car. Recently added bigger tires and a 6-inch lift. After doing this, I lost power going up hills. Well, that's common. Is there any type of upgrade I need to do after lifting the cart to retain power? Well, you lost torque, a little bit. Gas carts are really good for compensating for that because of the way that the clutches work, but the clutches that are on there, the stock clutches, they are designed to work with the 18-inch tires, the stock tires that came on there. So you put the taller tires on there, and it will try to compensate, for the taller tires by the clutches changing gears, changing infinite number of gear ratios with the CVT clutch system that is used on a golf cart. It's constantly searching for the right gear to accomplish the task, whatever the task is, whatever the hill is, whatever the terrain is. But those clutches, the stock ones, are set for the smaller tires. So you need to do some clutch research. You can get heavy-duty clutches. You can get different springs for your clutches, and they can help you regain some of the torque that you lost by putting the taller tires on there. So yeah, you need to look into heavy-duty clutches and clutch springs. Okay, number 8. I have a 2010 Club Car Precedent. It goes in reverse faster than forward. What would be causing this issue? Well, my question there would be, has anyone been recently working on the cart, or has it always done this? It could be you got a couple of wires backwards. I have seen I have seen controllers that would go half power, but usually the ones I've seen, they were half power in both directions. So it wasn't half in one and full in the other like what you're describing. So I would be concerned that either the controller or somebody's got a couple of wires backwards. Let's see. Missy, check all Yamaha carts everywhere. They came today to check ours. Amazing quality control. You mean Yamaha came in and checked your car? Is that what you're saying? Because your car is brand new? They came and checked it out for some reason? Nah. I have a 𝗟𝗃𝗃𝗲 cart. Put in new batteries, will run for about 5 minutes, slows down and stops, then wait 10 minutes, it'll do it again. We replaced the solenoid, and we were wondering if the speed control or the control box. Not a lot of people are going to know a lot about 𝗟𝗃𝗃. There's not going to be a lot of mechanics that have experience with that, including myself. The symptom is indicative of something getting hot, really quickly, and shutting down. Especially if you know that your batteries are fine. So most likely it's going to be the controller or some electronic component. I don't know exactly what the 𝗟𝗃𝗃 is going to use, but it's going to be a similar system. Let's see, Missy says they sent a tech out to check all carts because in the factory they had found 3 carts with no spring in the pedal or something. So they sent a tech to check all owners with it. Now that's cool. That is cool. Yeah, you're right. That is quality control there. Yeah, they sent a mobile tech to check all Yamaha carts in the area. I mean, like in your neighborhood, or how's that work? I guess there are several Yamaha owners in your neighborhood, I guess. Let's see. Oh, all over the U.S., so they sent techs everywhere. Now, see, that's pretty cool. See, I was a Club Car tech. I was the warranty guy for Club Car for a short period of time, so I had to do things like that back then, but I was just one dude with a large area to cover. Like Craig says, any tricks to get the A-arm bushings out? I tried tapping on the centerpiece spacer, and it didn't budge. That's the only trick I know is a vise and a tap, and set yourself up some kind of backdrop that you can beat on so it doesn't bend anything. That's the only way that I know of, Craig. You got to be careful with it. Let's see. We're already on. Told me they had to check over 15 neighborhoods in my area alone. I was one in my neighborhood. Oh man. They're going above and beyond, aren't they? That's good to know. That is good to know. But you get what you pay for, I guess, because I know y'all spent a lot of money on that cart, but that's a nice cart. I recently installed, this is question number 10, 6-inch lift and a lithium battery system. I think the cart got around 300 pounds lighter and now rides so stiff it's no fun to drive. What can be done to help with this issue? Missy, thank you again. Y'all, you're quite welcome, Missy. Thank you. Thank you for participating in this crazy golf cart chat room. I believe it or not, this question about the stiffness and going lithium, that's becoming a very common question. I get that a lot because what is happening is, people have their lead acid cars and they've been riding around in their lead acid car that was designed with to carry 300 something pounds of batteries around in it on the stiffness of suspension that is designed to hold all that with 2 guys in it and 2 clubs, 800 pounds, it's set up to do 800 more pounds, okay? When you lose those 300 pounds and go to lithium, it makes a stiff ride. If your suspension, was stock, especially if your suspension was heavy duty. If you had already put heavy duty springs on the rear because of a 4-passenger kit, on the back or something like that, then you switch to lithium, it's going to be a stiff ride. At that point, because you lost so much weight, you got a couple of choices. If your suspension was stock to begin with, there's not much you can do, especially if your leaf spring was already just only one leaf. If you had a multiple leaf spring in the rear, which some golf carts would have that, then you could take a leaf out. You could take a leaf or two out and soften the suspension a little bit for the new lighter golf cart. But other than that, there's not much you can do. I don't know of any softer suspension on the market, only stiffer suspension, to carry more load. I don't know of any suspension out there that you can get that will soften up your ride. You might have to come up with something yourself, like on a Yamaha. Yamaha uses coilovers. They don't use the leaf springs. So on those coilovers, maybe you could get those modified to not be so stiff, or go lighter than stock, lighter, because you'd have to go. That's what you'd have to tell somebody. You need them to be softer than stock. Craig says, sounds like a good opportunity for someone to make lighter springs for lipo conversions. I agree. I totally agree. Someone had mentioned to me one time, I never got a direct answer on this, that see, a gas golf cart is much lighter than an electric golf cart. So we're supposed to check on that to see if the springs are the same, and I never did get a perfectly straight answer. I'll have to look that up myself, in fact. Let's see if the leaf spring part numbers for a gas golf cart are the same as the leaf spring part numbers for an electric golf cart of the same year, but just gas and electric. And see, and that may be something you could do there. Switch your leaf springs over to gas leaf springs if they're different. But I have a feeling they're going to be the same, though, because I don't know how much weight difference it actually is. It's not. I don't think it's really that much. It is some. Let's see. Okay. Let me run the social media links one more time. Looks like we're almost done here. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram. Please, if you're new to the channel, like and subscribe. You'll get notified anytime I go live. Have your question ready. If you try to schedule a Gearheads on Demand appointment with me, click the link in the description and then I'll take you to the scheduling page. If you try to do that and all the slots are taken, don't worry, just catch me here. I'm here every Tuesday and Thursday, 12 o'clock noon, Central Standard Time. I'm here, I go live. So have your question ready and just come here and don't worry about that the slots are taken. My schedule, my telephone slots and my video slots, they get booked up fairly quickly. So a lot of people, they get irritated because they have to wait so long. Well, you don't have to wait that long. You can catch me here live Tuesday and Thursday. All right, let's see. Coupon. There it is. Tim giveaways. Get 5% off any parts you order from golfcartgarage.com. if you use TIM9 at checkout. This coupon expires on April the 17th, so you still have, on this particular coupon, you still have about a week left. You get 5% off any parts you order. golfcartgarage.com, use code TIM9. Let's see. Tim, did you by any chance get time to check with Lithium Battery Company can accept Lester Summit 2 charger? We have a guy at work who is the battery guy. He does all the battery orders and he has all the contacts with the different lithium companies that we have. And I asked him, did he know of any company that the Summit 2 was approved by? And he didn't know of any yet at this point. As far as he knows, no one has approved the Summit 2. Even though the Summit 2 has a lithium setting, we do not have official approval from any of the lithium companies that you can use the Summit 2 and it not mess up your warranty. See, the deal is that it'll probably work fine. It's just if you have a warranty issue and the battery company recommended you use their charger and you didn't, that could cause an issue. And when you're talking about something that expensive at this point, I don't think I would do it. I think that I would stick with whatever they say. I would buy their charger, in other words, because you don't want a mix-up in the warranty, and you not be able to get this expensive lithium pack warranty if there's a problem. So the answer to your question is no. We do not have official approval on any of the companies that we offer lithium from as of now. Let's see. Missy says, what is the best used chassis do you recommend, like year, make, and model, for my husband to get for him to buy and build? He wants to build a lithium 𝗏𝘗𝘃 controller and motor car. Well, get a Club Car IQ. Any Club Car IQ. Doesn't have to be a Precedent. Get a DS Club Car IQ and do a full 𝗏𝘃𝘃 conversion on that aluminum frame. That'd be a good choice. You could pick up a 2001 to 2000. Let's see, up to 2000, probably about 10. We could put 2001 to 2010 DS IQ, and that'd be kind of a sleeper cart because nobody would expect that cart to be fast, but everything would bolt up on there just fine. You could get one for a DS IQ system, the whole 𝗏𝘃𝘃 kit for the DS IQ system, if you're talking the AC conversion kit and everything. That'd be cool. A lot of people do that. Kirk says, okay, thanks. Oh, yeah, tip. Yep. Thank you, Kirk. We talked about this. This is a tip for this week. Anytime you're going to put heavy-duty springs on a golf cart, keep in mind, heavy-duty springs means two things. It means that your golf cart will be set up to carry a heavier load, like 4-passenger kit or your rear seat, but it also means that it's going to ride stiffer. And then if you do something like do a lithium conversion, it's an exaggerated deal. It's going to ride even stiffer because you lost 300 pounds of weight. So that's today's tip, is just to keep that in mind when you're thinking about heavy-duty springs and possible lithium conversion down the road. You may have to end up modifying the springs, taking leaves out. You may end up having to go back to stock because it's going to be a pretty stiff ride once you lose all that weight in your golf cart. Thank you, Missy. Let's see, check over here, we're good. Looks like we might get out of here a little bit early today. All right, cool. Let's see, we got the social done. We got let's see, I talked about the schedule. Yep, I think we got everything. We will be back on, today's Tuesday. We will be back on Thursday with another episode, and we'll talk about some exciting golf cart stuff. We'll have some more questions. So I will see everybody later. I've done everything. Y'all have a good day. Thank everybody for coming. I appreciate each and every one of you. Come back on Thursday. Oh, Dynaman, come say bye. Dino. Yes, I have a dog named Dino. It's named after the machine that measures horsepower. Dino, come here. A dynometer. Come on, say bye. Load up. Hey. I think he's kind of sleepy. All right. I'll see everybody on Thursday. Oh, Paul. Okay, go ahead, Paul. I'll stay here for you. Paul, I don't know how to say you. 𝗏𝘃𝘃𝗃. What's up, Paul? Go ahead and ask your question. I'll check over here. Kurt Bauer says ready to go. Easy Mike to you. What's up, Easy Mike? Let's see, here's Paul's question. 1995 club car won't turn on. We talking about a electric or gas car here, Paul? 1995 club car. If we're talking about electric, then everybody probably knows what I'm going to say. If we're talking about electric, then I want to make sure that that the batteries are fine. Okay, had a bad battery. All right, electric. Well, I'd like to know what the reading, since you had one bad battery, I'd like to know about readings on all the other ones too, just to make sure that you got a full pack. You have to understand that a electric golf cart, it needs all 6 of them to be good, or it's not going to run. Even if just one is down. So you already had one that was bad, you're saying, so that tells me that it could be likely that the other one. Let's see, changed it, have 50 volts now. Okay, you have 50 volts at rest is what you're telling me. And this is a 48 volt club car. All right, does this, my next question would be, does the solenoid click when you touch the accelerator pedal? I'd have 2 questions. Does your car have a run tow switch under the seat? And does the solenoid click when you touch the accelerator pedal? Okay, yes on the solenoid clicking. What about the tow run switch under the seat on a 95 club car? Oh, okay. No click and no tow switch. All right. Well, that's going to bring me to a whole nother area. If you have no solenoid click and no tow switch, that means your cart is a series. It's a 95 series wound cart. And do you have V-Glide? See, there's 2 different types of potentiometers that you could have in that year range. One of them is V-Glide, which would be a triangular black box that you can view from the seat. You open the seat and you look down under the charging receptacle. You will see the back side of your charging receptacle. Well, right under that will be a triangular black box, and it's got a lid on it, and the lid will come off to the side. It's kind of hard to do because the battery's sort of in the way. But it's a triangular black box about that big. That would be V-Glide. If you don't have V-Glide, then you've got the one under the cart. All right, now the one under the cart, that's the one that they only used for a very, very short period of time. In between 95 and 97, they only used it for about 1.5 years. And that's the reason that they only used it for about 1.5 years, is that it's not a good system. It didn't work very well at all. Not very many of them still out there that are actually working, and they don't make it anymore. It's not available anymore, that potentiometer. And so they came up with a pre-𝗶𝘃𝗲 to 𝗶𝘃𝗲 conversion kit for your cart. That's what you need to look for if that's the problem, and that's what it probably is, because there's a micro switch in that potentiometer that is involved in the solenoid clicking. So that's why I was asking you about your solenoid clicking. So that potentiometer that you have under there that's junk. It's not an 𝗶𝘃𝗲. It's I think they called it a multi-step potentiometer or something like that when it was out. But you need to. You would need, if you wanted to use that particular car and fix that particular car, and if that ends up being the problem, then you would need the pre-𝗶𝘃𝗲 to 𝗶𝘃𝗲 conversion kit. It's about a $500 kit, and the last time I checked at Golf Cart Garage, it was out of stock. I don't know right now, but it might be available. You'll just have to go to golfcartgarage.com and look it up and see if it is available or not. See if it's still out of stock. Could the key switch be bad? Well, that would be easy enough to figure that out. If you know how to use a voltmeter on the on setting, you could put it on the on setting and test your key switch. You got to take the wires off of it and then put it on the on setting, test your key switch for on and off operation just to see if it's working, if it's on and off. So the answer to your question is, could the key switch be bad? Yeah, anything is possible. I'm just saying, we're just talking about most likely things, and most likely things in your car being a 95 with that wonky potentiometer up underneath it like that, that's the most likely thing. But yeah, it could be a key switch. You want to eliminate everything you can. That's the easiest things to eliminate, and then come back to that. That's what I would do too, just to make sure. Yeah, if the key switch was bad, nothing would happen. The solenoid would not click or anything also. All right. I think we're going to get out of here. I'll see you guys Thursday. Thank you, Paul. Uh-oh, we got Barbara. I'll stay for as long as there are new people coming in that are asking questions, I'll stay. My 74 Cushman doesn't go with the pedal. I changed the solenoid, but doesn't go. Well, I'd have the same questions with you, Barbara. When you touch the accelerator pedal, does the solenoid click? That's what I would know. Craig says, Gearheads knows some stuff. Well, there's always going to be people in the chat room that know some stuff too. That's what I was saying earlier. I mean, the whole goal is to get enough people in the chat room to where we have a wide range of experience and a wide range of skills, and then we can help each other. We can, you know, have these discussions and try to help each other, because somebody may know something, that may have experience with one issue that someone else doesn't. So that's what I want to do. So Barbara says your solenoid, your 74 Kusman, your solenoid does click. You change the solenoid, but it doesn't go. All right, your 74 Kusman solenoid is clicking. Now in 74, that can't be a controller car, so that's going to have to be a resistor car. Like you've got this big long row of resistor coils that get really hot, correct? Somewhere back around the batteries, you know, somewhere behind, probably behind the batteries or on the side of the batteries or somewhere. Okay. I would be checking, you say that yes, it does have that. All right. I would be checking for a broken coil. I'd be checking for, you know, because those things are, you know, if they've never been changed, they've been around since 1974. And all they do is they get hot, they heat up. That's the old-timey speed controller, you know, that resistor system. So they dissipate heat and then they cool down. Dissipate heat and then cool down. That's every time you're putting your foot on and off the gas. I would be concentrating on that area. And then also you can do a motor test on your car. I mean, that's obviously going to be a series wound motor on that car. You could eliminate the motor, and then, no, Missy, my mom, she's fine, but no, I don't know if she's watching or not. She might be. She might be in the chat. I'm not sure. She just hadn't said anything today. I don't know if she's watching or not. She does get notified, so she could be watching. But she's fine. She's doing better and better all the time. She'll be up and around before you know it, from her recovery from her knee, with physical therapy coming and everything. I'll tell her you said hi. Barbara, the motor test that we've talked about it before, on your car, you can eliminate that motor as being the problem by, you have 4 terminals on your motor, take all 4 cables off your motor, you have A terminals and S terminals. You've got 2 A terminals and 2 S terminals. Take a battery cable, short battery cable, and make a jumper from an A terminal to an S terminal and mount it. Mount that battery cable there from an A terminal to an S terminal. Now you got 2 blank terminals. Put 12 volts to those other 2 terminals. That motor should spin. Then switch your jumper cables around. Put 12 volts to the other, switch polarity, and it should spin backwards. That will eliminate your motor as being the problem, if your motor spins. So that then you can back up to the resistor coils and the old-timey speed controller area that we talked about just a second ago. All right, guys, we're going to go. Me and Dino are out of here until Thursday. I'll see y'all later. Garage is now closed.